Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to monetize your browser extension, whether you want to accept, one-time payments, monthly payments, yearly payments. We have it all set up for you. We've done the hard work for you. So it's basically just a matter of copying and pasting a few lines of code and you're good to go. You've got payments directly integrated into your browser extension. So the first thing we're going to do is go to our site, BrowserBill.com, and we're going to be using the BrowserBill system to do this. And basically, while we're on the home page, we're just going to open up these two links right at the start. I'm just going to leave them to the side for the minute. Basically, these have some code which we're going to copy for the tutorial. You're more than welcome to type it out, but it's just going to make it so much easier if you just have this up, so you can just copy and paste the code. We also have the SDK here, which we're going to need to embed in the extension. So once we have that all done, you're just going to need to create a new account. So click the get started here, register, confirm your email and sign in. Then once you've done all that boring stuff, now we're good to go. And you're going to want to go to the dashboard, which is going to be taken to after you log in. So I'm on the dashboard here. And right down here, extensions, we need to create our new extension, our first extension. So we can just create an extension. I'm just going to call it, we'll call it YouTube tutorial, and basically this code here, this is a unique identifier for your extension that you'll remember it by and that you're going to use in your own JavaScript code. So this is how you'll reference the extension and say, hey, I want to charge my users for this particular extension. So I'm going to do YouTube-tutorial, if I can spell it right. And then just click create. So now that's created our new extension. As you can see here, we've got our extensions page. And to start off with, we need to create our first plan. So this is basically what users will be charged. So I'll just call it Pro subscription. You can have as many plans as you want, and they can be, one time, monthly, or yearly. I'll do a monthly subscription. Actually, I'll just do a one-time subscription. So I'll do $10 one time, and just click create plan, and new plan created successfully. As you can see, it's right here, and that's pretty much ready. That's all the work we need to do on the actual dashboard. The two things that you'll need to note for later is this code here, which you created, as well as this ID. So basically, we're just going to use this combination to say, for this extension, I want to charge this user for this plan. That's basically all it is. You just need unique identifiers for each of these. But once we've done all the work on the dashboard, now it's time to actually create the extensions code. So go and create a new folder wherever you want it. I've already created a folder, and open it up in your preferred text editor. And so first of all, we need to copy the SDK. So as we opened earlier, you can either open it now, or if you opened it earlier, then you'll have it here. This is our GitHub page, and it's got documentation for everything, and it's got some info about everything, as well as another tutorial. But this is the main thing we need here, which is the SDK itself. So you can either do it the proper way, and download the zip, clone it, however you want to do it. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just gonna copy the code here, and I'm just going to create a new one. Actually, I'll just copy the name of it, and we'll create that here. Technically, you don't need to keep the same name, but it's going to make it slightly easier because all of the other code references this name, and then just going to paste all that code in. But you can do it anyway, as long as you have the SDK within your extensions code. So now what we want to do is we want to create the actual manifest. So if you ever created a browser extension, you need a manifest which just gives some metadata about the extension. So just call it manifest.json. And we're going to be copying the code from the getting started tutorial now. So as you can see, we've got the manifest code here. We've got the copy buttons to make it easy for you guys. And so just to give you some information about what the manifest means, this is all pretty standard stuff here. That's just regular browser extension manifest information. But in the action, we have our default pop-up. This is basically, we're saying, even though we haven't created it yet, we'll create it in the next step. When a user clicks the browser extensions icon, we want it to open up the pop-up.html file. Then also here, this is another important thing to note. We have the storage permissions. This is required for BrowserBill. We need the storage permissions. If you don't have this set, then BrowserBill will not work. So just save those. And now let's get the next thing in the tutorial. So we have the actual popup.html. Again, just copy the code. And we're going to create a file called popup.html. And so just to kind of go over this is a pretty small and standard HTML file. Some things to note here is that we are using Bootstrap just for styling. And so, except for, to be more specific about information related to BrowserBill and our implementation, as you can see here, we have our paid status, which is what we're going to be modifying this to say whether they're paid or unpaid in the next step when we create the JavaScript file. But this is just a unique identifier, so we can change this. And then we also have different buttons, which we'll be setting up. So when they click this button, the purchase button, they'll be taken to the payment page. If they do have a current subscription, then this will be shown. And when they click this, they'll be taken to the manage payments page. And then down the bottom here, we have the SDK, which we created because we need this. We need to have access to that code. And then we have the pop-up, which we'll be creating in a second, which will have all of our logic to handle, showing the paid status and taking them to the purchase page, manage page, etc. So now we've done that, we have the popup.js. I believe this is the last piece of code that we need. And this is where a lot of the main stuff happens. So we'll save this to the end just so I can go through this and explain it all to you guys. Popup.js. So to start off with, let's just get this sorted. We need to have the configuration set at the top. So we need to set the extension code and the plan ID that we mentioned earlier. So extension code is what we created when we were creating the extension. So we've got that, and just paste that in there. And then the plan ID is this ID here. So we have 18, and we will just replace this here. So that's all the configuration we need to do. Now it's ready to go, it's ready to work, but I'll just explain what's actually happening in here. So we create an instance of the BrowserBill SDK with our extension code. So we're saying, we want to, all our interaction with BrowserBill is in relation to this extension. So now we have this, which gets the user data, and this runs as soon as the pop-up opens. So it gets the user data, and then the data has an identifier called paid, which is true or false. If that's false, obviously that means they haven't paid. If it's true, that means they have paid. And if it is true, then we want to hide the payment button, we want to show the manage button, and then we want to change their paid status to paid. And then so once we have the payment button handlers, so basically this is what happens when a user clicks on the payment button, we want to open the payment page. So, and then this is for that specific plan ID. So we want to open the payment page for that plan ID. In contrast, if they click the manage button, so oopsie daisy, if they click the manage button, then we want to open up the managed payment page. So, the management page, but this is how easy it is. It's really, really simple. Like, it's just one line for opening the management page, one line for opening the payment page, one line for getting the user details. It's really, really basic. We've made it as simple as possible for you guys. And that's literally all we need to do. That's done. This extension is fully ready. It has payments fully integrated. So basically we're going to load it up now, but I should just point out that our extension is in test mode. So while it's in test mode, we don't actually accept any live payments, which makes it easy for testing. If you want to accept live payments, which you obviously would, then you just go to the accounts page and you'd connect your Stripe account, and then you can edit this and change test mode to disabled, and then it's going to start accepting payments through your Stripe account. But yeah, now we're ready to test this extension. So just want to go to the settings, then extensions, and then make sure you have developer mode ticked at the top here, and then click load unpacked. So I'm gonna just find the folder that you created, just click on it and then click select folder. As you can see, this is the extension that we created, and at the top now we should have this. So when we open it up, as you can see, our current status is unpaid, obviously, because we've only just installed the extension. Then if I click purchase, it should open up a payment page. So it's just got this identifier here just to make it easy for us to know. We've got the checkout, again, this is our extension's name, this is our plan's name, this is our plan's price, and then we have purchase. Alternatively, if they've already purchased, then they can log in, but we'll just click purchase, and then this should take us to the test payment page. Yep, so it's just processing a test payment, and then purchase is successful. So to use a purchase, return to the extension and restart it. So we're gonna hop out of there, and as it said, restart it, and now current status is paid, and we have the manage button. If we click the manage button, then we're gonna have the manage page. Again, this is just a test one, so it's not gonna have that much information, but our extension name at the top, and this is the purchase that we just made for $10 for the pro subscription. So that's how easy it is, guys. It's really, really simple to integrate. Very, very straightforward. We've taken all the guesswork out of it for you. We've done everything for you. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below or reach out to our support team. We'd be happy to assist you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful. Have a great day.